Assalamualaikum. Today we are going to discuss about market equilibrium. What is market equilibrium? In theory, market equilibrium occurs at a price at which quantity demanded equals quantity supplied. This will take place when demand and supply curves intersect each other. So, market equilibrium is determined by bringing the demand and supply analysis together. We will start with Putra Shah. He will discuss the price of face masks increased tremendously in March 2020 using market equilibrium.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to my lecturer, Sir Azman and all of my fellow friends. Okay, so today I would like to present about how the price of face masks increased in March 2020 by using equilibrium diagram. Figure 1. As price increased from P1 to P2, the quantity of face masks demand only decreased marginally from Q1 to Q2. This behavior allows suppliers to increase price while still selling around the same amount, subsequently maximizing profit. From this stance, in the spread of coronavirus means opportunities for business. Next, we move to figure 2. We have seen a recent increase in the demand for face masks from D1 to D2, which leads to a rise in price from P1 to P2. The quantity being demand and supply should also increase from Q1 to Q2, but in reality there is a shortage in quantity preventing producers from supplying at an equilibrium price. Okay, for the last figure. The figure above represents what would happen if the government implemented a maximum price for some time in the market. With government interference, the quantity demand and supply will be QE at the equilibrium price of PE. At the imposed price Pmax, the quantity demand will land at Q2. Therefore, there will be surplus of demand which may lead to several problems. That's all from me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Next, Habibi Naziha will discuss about fuel price crash in April 2020 using market equilibrium.
Fuel prices crashed in April 2020 by using market equilibrium. What happened in April 2020? Malaysia was hit by COVID-19. Because of the pandemic COVID-19, movement of vehicle and public activity is limited. The Ministry of Finance had announced that the price of all retail fuel has dropped again for the coming April 11 to 7 weeks, which means there have some reduction on oil that was causing the demand for fuel is decreasing while supply is increasing. The conclusion is the fuel prices crash in April 2020 is decreasing. Change in demand and effect market equilibrium. For the figure 1, shown that decreasing in demand, when the demand decreases, D origin will move to D1. The market equilibrium price and quantity equilibrium both fall. The demand curve shift leftward and shown the reduction in both P and Q. Change in supply and effect market equilibrium. Figure 2 shown that increasing in supply. When the supply increasing, S origin move to S1, causing the price equilibrium falls to P and quantity equilibrium falls to Q. For the conclusion, when the demand of fuel decreasing, then the supply of fuel is increasing because of the limited movement. people are not demand on fuel during MCO.
Hajar Aisyah will discuss about how disinfectant and hygienic product change during COVID-19 using market equilibrium.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. So I'm gonna continue my video this time from the previous one, which is from my friends. So I think you guys know that along this video is all about one topic, which is market equilibrium. So I'm gonna present the third topic. It's not the third topic, but it's the third example of the market equilibrium punya topic. So what I'm gonna do is the example of disinfectant and hygiene product. So kita boleh relate sendiri yang kita tahu sepanjang pandemik ni, pada awal-awal kita diserang virus COVID-19 ni. Virus ni terjadi dengan sangat cepat sangat cepat, yang mana kita sedar kita start Malaysia, kita start PKP bulan 3 atau bulan 2 I think. So kita boleh tengok daripada beberapa bulan yang kita kena serang dengan virus ni, bilangan orang yang kena virus ni semakin hari semakin bertambah. And I think tak selalu kes ni berkurangan. Dia pada mula-mula peringkat tu semakin naik. But ada one time yang dia turun. I think I still remember negara kita pernah capai kosong kes. But after that gelombang ketiga, I think gelombang ketiga punya serangan ni sangat cepat, sampai sekarang pun pandemik ni boleh capai beribu setiap hari. Okay, gelombang 3 ni sangat cepat lah, I think, berbanding dengan gelombang pertama, because gelombang pertama we just get around 100 daily. So now it's 1000 daily. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is the topic that I'm gonna present is very related to the COVID-19 and the market equilibrium punya diagram. So what I'm gonna say is disinfectant and hygiene product. So actually disinfectant and hygiene product, kita boleh tengok sendiri masa awal-awal pandemik ni terjadi kat seluruh Malaysia, kita tak expect yang benda ni akan merebak begitu cepat. So satu-satunya cara untuk kita elakkan virus ni is not putuskan rangkaian, not yet. It's just untuk mengelakkan daripada kita terkena virus ni. Satu-satunya cara adalah menjaga kebersihan, which is yang kita selalu dengar, basuh tangan, pakai sanitizer, and cuci, pakai spray Dettol lah, whatsoever. So here, kalau kita masih ingat pada awal-awal pandemik ni jadi, virus ni datang seluruh negara, serang seluruh dunia, kita tak expect yang benda ni akan jadi begitu cepat. So kita kekurangan produk hygiene product and disinfectant punya produk. So everyone is looking for this product, this kind of product. So kita boleh tengok sendiri masa tu everyone is everyone berebut untuk cari this kind of product, especially face mask. So the only way is to protect ourselves is wearing face mask and disinfectant punya product, which is sanitizer, spray antibacterial punya spray, I still remember when I went to a few supermarket on that time, semua sanitizer habis masa tu, and we need to find online punya product so that kita get this product. So at least kalau kita keluar kita kena pakai sanitizer masa tu. Face mask also. This kind of face mask is masa tu sangat susah nak cari and satu kotak face mask ni boleh capai sampai I think RM30 per box. I think mungkin pernah satu masa tu capai 40 or 50 ringgit macam tu satu box. So bila kita boleh tengok kat sini so market equilibrium is actually about bila quantity demand and quantity supply is equal. So means equilibrium ni terjadi bila permintaan daripada manusia and quantity supply kepada kita semua is equal. So I think after a few months of PKP, kerajaan dah start ask for every kilang to percepatkan proses untuk buat face mask, hygiene products such as sanitizer of course, and pencuci bacteria and all kind of that. So I made this diagrams to show that how hygiene product and disinfectant product affected all over the world. So here you can see that this diagram is all about price and quantity. So this equilibrium is when our demand is increased and also supply is increased also. It's not increased, it's just yet the quantity of supply and demand is equal, so everyone is get the product lah. So here is shortage. I'm sorry, it's terbalik sikit because I'm using the front camera. So here is shortage. So shortage is happen kalau ikut situasi kita sekarang. Shortage ni berlaku masa awal-awal pandemik ni berlaku macam I cerita tadi. Shortage ni berlaku masa awal pandemik, which is kita sendiri susah nak dapatkan bekalan tu. Dia punya quantity demand semakin meningkat, tetapi quantity supply is less. So means demand tinggi and supplier kurang dapat bekalkan kepada mencukupi quantity demand lah. So berlakunya shortage kat sini di mana barang tak cukup dengan apa yang disupplykan mengikut permintaan. So kat sini adalah surplus. Surplus ni kita boleh tengok quantity supply is more than quantity demanded. I'm sorry, not feeling well. So surplus ni terjadi bila barang iaitu the product is more than the quantity demanded. So here is I think sekarang after this sudah it's mean dah lama ni kan, kita dah hampir setahun living with the virus. So semakin banyak kilang-kilang yang mengeluarkan barang-barang hygiene product ni, jadi sekarang ni orang pun dah senang dapat bekalan. So terjadilah surplus, which is quantity demanded is more than quantity supply is more than quantity demanded. So kat sini adalah sekarang. I boleh labelkan situasi surplus ni adalah sekarang, which is sekarang kalau kita tengok dekat even dekat kedai runcit atau kedai-kedai kat tepi jalan pun ada bekalan-bekalan ni. Tak sama dengan masa awal-awal pandemik, which is kita susah sangat nak dapat bekalan tu. Sampaikan kalau ada orang yang jual, memang boleh buat duit lah, kan? Okay, so kita akan continue dengan dia punya dengan dia punya effects. What happen if the quantity of demanded lebih besar ataupun quantity of supply is berlakunya changes in supply or demand. So here I can show you a few diagram, which is here is you can see that this is increase in demand. Here the equilibrium punya point, hanya line demand saja akan bergerak kat sini, which is ni increase, dia bergerak ke atas semakin besar. Yang ni decrease, dia bergerak ke bawah semakin kecil kat sini And another one is increase and decrease in supply. The same macam tadi juga, tapi hanya line supply sahaja yang bergerak, which is kat sini kita boleh tengok increase, dia semakin ke atas. Sorry, kat kamera ni kita balik sikit. Ni decrease pun, hanya line supply yang bergerak. So kita moving on to the government intervention in market, which is apa government buat untuk elakkan terjadinya perkara-perkara yang tak diingini untuk setiap barang-barang ni. So first is maximum price and minimum price. What is maximum price and minimum price? So first we call that ceiling price. Ceiling price is the ceiling price is under bawah pada equilibrium punya point, which is berlakunya shortage kat sini. Ceiling price here you can see that ceiling. So ceiling means setakat had ini saja. Kita tak boleh above the ceilings, kan? So ceiling means maximum lah. Macam kita kat sini, ni ceiling, takkanlah kita nak ke atas, kan? So that's the maximum of the, kalau kat sini maximum of the bangunan lah. So here is maximum. Ceiling maximum price. Okay. Another one is floor price. Floor price is above the equilibrium punya point. So remember that a floor price is the minimum price. So if you can see if the bangunan, satu bangunan akan ada floor, so means floor adalah minimum untuk setiap bangunan. So same goes to the price. Floor is minimum, bawah pada, means kerajaan tak boleh, kerajaan dah setkan minimum price of katalah sanitizer is RM5, cannot bawah pada RM5 for each sanitizer. Macam tu lah, same goes to the macam tadi, maximum price, ceiling price. Maximum harga untuk satu sanitizer mungkin sampai RM15 only, macam tu. So tak boleh above pada tu. So kerajaan ada kawalan harga untuk setiap produk ni. So untuk elakkan benda-benda ni terjadi, kerajaan dah setkan ceiling price dengan floor price. Tapi kita kena ingat, untuk apa yang kerajaan dah setkan ni, of course ada advantage and disadvantage of this keputusan. So one of the advantage is consumer purchase product at lower price. So means for the selling price kita boleh dapat at the lower price, and for the floor price producer income protected. So means untuk modal, mungkin modal untuk producer, untuk pengeluar terjamin lah. Tapi kita kena ingat ada juga disadvantage. Untuk floor price, consumer need to pay more, or maybe bila terjadinya floor price, waste of resources akan terjadi. Untuk disadvantage of selling price, the quantity product may reduce. Okay, that's all from me. I pass to the other friend to explain more on this topic. So, thank you.
Anissa Zulaika will talk about how communication and IT equipment works with market equilibrium.
Hello, my name is Anissa Zulaika binti Safrini, and I want to discuss about market equilibrium discussion through my radio station, Honey FM. First station, coloring your life. That with me again, Nisa in Study Week. Keep your spirit on this Monday night because I want to accompany you with the special program until 9 p.m. Okay, before we started, I will play Study Lofi Beats for you. Check it out. Don't go anywhere because I wanna back here. Today, we are going to discuss about how communication and IT equipment affects during COVID-19. First of all, what are communication and IT equipment? Communication is simply the act of transferring information from one place, person, or group to another. Every communication involves one sender, a message, and a recipient. These include our emotions, the cultural situation, and the medium used to communicate. And what is IT equipment? IT equipment means any computers, wiring, servers, printers, computer hardware, wired or mobile telephones that use for us to communicate with our life. What are the examples for communication in IT equipment? These are the examples of IT equipment such as Wi-Fi, laptop, computer, smartphone, and tab. When movement control order was started, all people have to stay at home and only can go outside their house to buy groceries or working. The minister also allowed the workers to work at their workplace, but they are encouraged to work at home. All students have to attend online classes because they cannot go to school as for the teacher too. The teacher have to do online classes for the students as they have to keep up with their lessons as well. This is lead to students, teachers, and workers to buy IT equipment such as laptop, computer, and smartphone, and to get a better internet connection that install Wi-Fi at their home. Market equilibrium takes place when demand curve intersects with supply curve. If either demand or supply changes, or both demand and supply change simultaneously, the market equilibrium will change as well. So, how changes in demand and the impact on market equilibrium? The original equilibrium and price quantity for communication and IT equipment are P and Q respectively. When demand increases, it moves to the right from D to D1. As a result, the equilibrium price and quantity both rise to P1 and Q1 respectively. Same goes to the decrease in demand will cause the market equilibrium price and quantity fall. The demand curve shifts leftward from D to D1 and results in a reduction in both the equilibrium price and quantity to P1 and Q1 respectively. This is a diagram shows that the original, when it is increase in demand, the demand shows demand increase, it moves to the right from D0 to D1 and price will go and the price will increase goes to the quantity. Meanwhile, if the demand increase, it will cause the market equilibrium price and quantity to fall, and the demand curve shifts left from D0 to D1. Generally, there is a direct relationship between changes in demand and the equilibrium prices and quantities. How changes in supply and the impact on market equilibrium change. The original equilibrium price and quantity are P0 and P and Q respectively. When supply increases, it moves to the right from S to S1. As a result, the equilibrium price falls to P and the quantity rise to Q1. Decrease in supply will cause the market equilibrium price rise and quantity falls to Q. When supply increases, it moves to the right from S to S1 as shown in this table. As a result, the equilibrium price falls to P1 and quantity rise to Q1. The reverse is also true. A decrease in supply will cause the market equilibrium price to rise and quantity to fall as shown in this diagram. The supply curve shifts to the left from S to S1. And as a result, the equilibrium price rises to P and the equilibrium quantity falls to Q1. So in general, there is an inverse relationship between changes in supply and equilibrium market prices, but direct relationship between changes in supply and market and changes in supply and equilibrium market quantities. During movement control order, demand and supply for IT equipment and communication services increase because the workers, teachers and all the students have to do their work at home. The demand for IT equipment such as laptop, computer and smartphone are also increased, but the supply for IT equipment decreased because the IT equipment mostly imported from China. The pandemic in China are really bad, and because the factory had to shut down for a while and supply for IT equipment are slowing down. At the same time, the shipping from China may take some longer time than usual because there are precautionary measures to take before it arrives in Malaysia. for communication and IT equipment are rising because students, teachers, and workers have to study and working at home. This diagram shows that there is a simultaneous change in demand and supply during COVID-19 pandemic. The increase in demand for IT equipment are so high. The increase in demand are more than the increase in supply for IT equipment. The market equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity will increase, but the supply for IT equipment may not enough to accommodate people's demand. The market equilibrium price increase because the supply for IT equipment are limited.
Thank you for tuning Honey FM with me. I hope this discussion will help you to understand how market equilibrium works. I am DJ Nisa from Honey FM. Stay safe, stay at home, and don't forget to wear your mask. Bye.
And the last one, Nur Hidayah will talk about home fitness equipment during COVID-19 through market equilibrium.
Hi, my name is Nurhidayah bin Jasmine, and now I want to explain about how COVID has affected the equilibrium point at home fitness equipment. Okay, now we can look at this graph. At this point, the equilibrium point meet at quantity 1000 and price 30. If this consumer increase their price, it will affect the number of purchasing items, so that it will be supply exceed demand. But if buyer increase their demand quantity, so that it will be the demand exceed supply. So now we can look at this evidence. This is about fitness equipment sales growth by 170 during coronavirus. And now the graph demand of the fitness equipment. Due to this pandemic, mostly employees will work from homes. Other than that, the facilities of gyms and also not allowed to be open up to public. So based on the restriction, people will start buying fitness equipment for themselves to stay healthy. Moreover, the demand of the equipment getting increased from Q1 to Q2, so that they will rise up the price from P1 to P2.
That is the end of the discussion. I hope you are understand how the market equilibrium change through demand and supply using market equilibrium. Thank you for listening to our discussion. I hope you will stay safe, stay at home, wear mask when you go out. Thank you and goodbye. Assalamualaikum.